Hello again. I wanted to talk about and follow up to my video I did is eBay reselling worth it? Because somebody made the comment that it's not worth it because of the fees, which I think is generally not accurate, but can be accurate in certain circumstances. So I'm going to talk about how that works where the fees can chew you up and make the sale not worth it. But first, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. I am a small YouTuber here. Today's March 21st. I've got like 28 subscribers, I think, and I think this will be my 17th or 18th video. So I'm small in the big YouTube pond. So thank you for taking time out of your day to stop by. I appreciate it. And some of my subscribers, I don't know who they all are. I don't get a notification on who everybody is, but I get it for some. So thank you to David Strange for becoming a subscriber, as well as Impulse Recoil. I very much appreciate it. Now back to fees. I don't think that some folks get really upset that eBay charges fees at all, which I don't understand, because they're company, they're trying to make a profit and they've got to have an infrastructure and support that. In return, I get access to an international market where I can sell things across the globe. So it seems reasonable to me that they're going to have fees. I'm not upset about that. Are the fees too much? 13.25% on most things. I think it's 15% on clothing. I don't do a lot of clothing. And then some things, I think like some musical instruments are 6. So I don't think that those fees are really unreasonable, but they can be a problem if you are not reselling the right way. And where you can get into trouble is if you are paying a lot for an item to only make maybe a little bit on it, or percentage that's small compared to how much you paid for it. So I think an example really helps. So let's say that you buy an item for $100 and you sell it for $400 after eBay fees, and the shipping is $40. And eBay calculates the fees based upon the shipping, because when eBay first came out, people were playing loose with the rules. So they'd sell a $100 item for $1, but the shipping was $140. 100 for the item and 40 for the shipping, the true shipping. So it was $140 for shipping and $1 for the item. And at the time, eBay was only calculating on the sale price. So eBay's like, yeah, we're not going to do that game anymore. So now we're going to calculate it on the total cost. So that's why you get fees on shipping. So $100 item, sell it for $400 with $40 shipping. 13.25% of fees, that comes out to be $58.30 if I'm doing my math right, which means you're making $241.20. That doesn't seem bad to me, assuming you don't, it's not some item you had to put like a ton of work into. But if something you find and you can just list it, and it takes 15 minutes to list it, let's say, you make $241, that seems pretty reasonable. I don't think that's a problem. But now if you take that same item and you pay $300 for it instead of $100, you pay $300, and you're going to sell for $400, the same price, that's a $100 gain, right? Is that worth it? I think a lot of people would say making $100 on one item is worth it. But let's also assume that the item is heavy or it's bulky or both, and so it costs $100 to ship it. So now you're $500 into this item, and if you 13.25% on fees, that comes out to be $66.25 in fees that you have to pay eBay. That only leaves $33.75 that goes into your pocket. I don't know that that's worth it, particularly since you've got a risk of $300 on an item, and if it arrives broken or there's a problem with it, you have to eat the cost of buying it, you're out $300. So that's a lot of risk to only make $33. That's not worth it. And I actually made this mistake here about a month ago. I bought an Oppo DVD player, and it looks like they were going for about $1,000, and I was getting it at auction, and so I got excited. I want to win this and make some money on it. This will be awesome. And I ended up all in with $614 with the auction fees and everything else. So I ponied up $614, and I sold it for $950. That sounds pretty good, right? But with the cost of shipping at $93 to ship it, after all the costs and everything, I made $117. So it went from $614 to $950 as the gap there, over $300, but I only put $117 in my pocket. Now you might say, wow, that's pretty good, $117, which, I like the $117, but that was not worth the risk. A $614 item to make $117, that was not worth it. It was not worth it at all. Fortunately, it got there safely, and the buyer was very happy and left me positive feedback. So I got my 117, and it was all good. But I should not have done that. So the key is you've got to buy items low enough that it justifies the gap between what you're going to sell it for, because eBay gets paid on the entire thing. You only get paid on the gap between what you bought it for and what you sell it for. So if you get those too close together, the fees can chew up a huge chunk of your profits. So you have to be careful with that. Make sure you're buying low, because you make your money when you buy low for an item and have a big gap between what you paid for it and what you're going to sell it for. So until next time, happy thrifting.
If you are an eBay reseller or thinking of becoming one because of debt, you should check out the Financial Acumen course, as seen on World Business with Kathy Ireland. The Financial Acumen course is designed to teach you all the things you never learned about money, debt, and investments in school, but should have. It teaches you how to take control of your finances with proven principles and strategies to get out of debt and build your retirement nest egg for a wealthy lifestyle. The course is fully narrated and includes videos and animations, along with exercises and assignments that are supported by a downloadable workbook. And I spent an afternoon discussing it with supermodel turned businesswoman Kathy Ireland. You can see that conversation over at yourdebtfreefuture.com. The course is not giving financial advice. It is simply teaching concepts that will supercharge your financial literacy and make you more money savvy. To get started, head over to yourdebtfreefuture.com. Until next time, happy thrifting.